If I told you there's a 2-hour window where your brain becomes sharper, more creative, and more resilient, would you ignore it because that window opens at 4 a.m.? No, this isn't productivity hype. This is backed by neuroscience, circadian biology, and decades of clinical brain research. Waking up early isn't about being extreme. It's about unlocking a neurological advantage that 98% of people sleep through. And if you care about mental performance, focus, mood, and long-term brain health, then the next few minutes could change how you use your mornings forever. Most people assume early risers are just ambitious, but the truth is neurological. At 4 a.m., your environment is quiet, your brain is unburdened, and your attention systems are at full capacity. Silence isn't just peaceful. It strips away stimulus overload. Your prefrontal cortex, responsible for reasoning and planning, works with fewer distractions and greater clarity. This is why some of your best thinking can happen when the rest of the world is still asleep. Here's what's fascinating. During early waking hours, your brain is in transition between REM and alertness. Theta brainwaves, responsible for deep thought and insight, are still active. Cortisol begins to rise, preparing you for focus and energy. And your hippocampus, which governs memory, lights up. These aren't just poetic ideas. They're observable in fMRI studies. Your brain isn't groggy, it's primed for performance. Every morning offers a chance to rewire your brain. Here's how. By completing one meaningful action, like stretching, journaling, or reading, you trigger a dopamine response. Do this consistently, and your brain starts to link satisfaction with effort. This is called dopamine recalibration, where your reward system shifts away from instant gratification and toward delayed achievement. Over time, it changes how you think and act throughout the entire day. Let's get clinical. Every choice you repeat strengthens a neural loop. At 4 a.m., overriding comfort with conscious effort reinforces the discomfort, action, reward circuit. It's a feedback loop grounded in neuroplasticity. The more you repeat it, the stronger and faster the behavior becomes. Eventually, waking early no longer feels like discipline. It feels like identity. That's the mark of a rewired brain. Now let's talk optimization. When you use the early morning to exercise or learn, you elevate BDNF, a key neurotrophic factor that enhances synaptic plasticity. In plain terms, your brain grows faster, retains more, and resists decline longer. You're not just stacking hours, you're improving your brain's biological architecture. That's a long-term cognitive investment that pays for itself every single morning. Here's something most people don't realize. Your body wants to adapt. After 10 to 14 days of consistent early rising, your circadian rhythm begins to shift. Melatonin is secreted earlier, sleep pressure builds faster, and wakefulness begins to feel automatic at 4 a.m. This isn't willpower. It's your brain responding to pattern recognition. Routine becomes rhythm. Rhythm becomes identity. Mood, energy, and cognitive control all improve with early morning light exposure. Why? Because that first sunlight triggers serotonin release, which later converts into melatonin, regulating both mood and sleep. Early risers have measurably lower cortisol spikes in the evening, which translates into better rest, improved digestion, and lower stress. The 4 a.m. lifestyle doesn't just energize your brain, it balances your entire system. Important reminder, waking early doesn't mean sleeping less. Sleep deprivation weakens cognition. What matters is timing. Go to bed earlier, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., and protect your 7 to 8 hours. True discipline isn't in getting up, it's in shutting down distractions the night before. That's where the advantage begins. Let's do the math. Waking just 2 hours earlier gives you 730 additional hours each year. That's the equivalent of 18 full-time work weeks. But it's not just the time, it's when that time happens. Your brain is sharpest in the morning. Focus, willpower, and strategic thinking peak in those early hours. That's why elite performers choose mornings, not because they're superhuman, but because they're strategic. Final thought, and this comes from experience, not theory. You don't need to become a 4 a.m. person forever, but you owe it to your brain to try. 1 week, 7 days, sleep early, wake early, limit screens, seek morning sunlight, Track your thinking, energy, and focus. You'll likely find a version of yourself that's calmer, clearer, and more capable. And if it works for you, it could be the upgrade your brain's been waiting for. Like and subscribe for more science-based strategies to improve your brain. And if you take the challenge, let us know how it goes. Because better thinking starts with better mornings. And your brain deserves the best start possible. I often get asked, do I have to wake up at exactly 4 a.m. to get all these benefits? The answer is, not necessarily. What matters most is waking up before the world demands your attention, when your brain is still fresh and the environment is distraction-free. For some, that's 4:30 a.m. For others, maybe 5 o'clock or even 5:30. The key is consistency, quality sleep, and using that time intentionally. Waking up early just to scroll your phone is not the point, but waking early to move, reflect, learn, that's where the change happens. Starting is the hard part. Here's the protocol I recommend. Step 1, set a fixed bedtime. Step 2, remove all screens 60 minutes before. Step 3, use soft lighting, a warm shower, or journaling to wind down. Step 4, set your alarm outside your reach. Step 5, have something ready that excites you. Even 10 minutes of reading or quiet walking. Within 1 week, your body will start syncing to this rhythm, and your brain will thank you every morning. After 30 days of consistent early rising, here's what I often hear from clients. I'm more focused during the day. I feel less anxious. I've actually gained back control of my time. These aren't rare cases. They're common because you're aligning your biology with nature's rhythm. And when your biology and your behavior work together, that's when long-term transformation begins. If you're serious about improving your mental performance, hit that like button and subscribe. We've got more science-backed strategies, brain optimization tips, and daily routines that work. And remember, your morning is not a task, it's a foundation. And your brain, it deserves the best start possible. You might be wondering, is 4 a.m. really necessary for all these benefits? Fair question. The exact time matters less than what it represents. Focus, silence, intention. For some people, 5 a.m. works better. For others, it's even 6 a.m. The point is to rise before distractions, before the digital noise floods your attention. Waking early is a framework. It's about designing your morning before the world designs it for you. Let's break it down into a repeatable process. Step 1, commit to 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Step 2, set a fixed bedtime and protect it. Step 3, eliminate screens 60 minutes before. Step 4, prep your morning the night before. Clothes, coffee, goals. Step 5, use movement and sunlight within 30 minutes of waking. These steps tell your brain, this is our new operating system, and your brain, it will respond. By day 30, things change. You're no longer dragging yourself out of bed. You're up before your alarm with a sense of momentum. Your thinking is clearer. You recover faster from stress. You're more intentional in your habits, your relationships, and your work. That's not just routine. That's identity change. And it starts with one decision. Wake up before the rest of the world and claim your edge.